We're starting an adventure today. We're starting a big adventure today. But I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little anxious. But very, very excited to possibly start looking into this. Hey guys, I'm Casey. Welcome back. Or if you are new here, just welcome. So technically all my life, I have been a crafter, creator, something like that. I came from a low-income family where we didn't get an allowance, and my sister and I definitely didn't just get handed money for doing nothing. My mom was really great about giving me food money if I went out with some friends. Back then too, $10 got you pretty far. So that just kind of spoke of my age right there. So unintentional, pause, rewind, delete that last part. But anyways, it's true. $10 used to get you a lot. Whereas nowadays it's like if we drop our daughters off at the mall with $20, it's like, oh great, they're gonna get a boba or one Starbucks drink. So $20 just gets you junk. So to be creative when it came to gift giving, most of my life I have made gifts. So I've always been a crafter and everything like that, but in the last year, I've taken the crafting up huge notches to where now it is considered more therapy for me. So, as some might know, a year and a half ago, my mom passed away very suddenly. She was fine 1 minute. She was fine in the month of January. I wouldn't say fine because for a year we had her in, I guess it was over a year. We had initially put her into an assisted living home because she kept on having bad falls at home, and most of the time didn't report them to anybody, especially to her kids. So a lot of times the falls were left untreated. And she had an extremely bad fall in October of, I want to say 22. It was when we were in London. So I want to say of October of 2022. She had an extremely worst case scenario fall where how did she live? Landed really bad on her head, put her into a rehabilitation hospital for 14 days. And it was in that time that my sister and I came to the conclusion that she couldn't live alone anymore. And we just don't live close enough to her. We live 15, 20 minutes away, but it's not close enough that we can literally stop by every day or be there in a snap if it's an emergency. And like I said, my mom wasn't very good about asking for help. So since 2022, basically, my life just turned into this daily stress and worry. And it was constant phone calls. At first, when we had her in assisted living, she still had a cell phone. But because she has early onset Alzheimer's and then definitely massive TBI, which came with very bad associated dementia, she would call all the time, repeat call. And when I'd be at work with clients, because I'm a massage therapist by day, I use my phone for music, and I usually put it on Do Not Disturb so that I'm not getting any interruptions, because it's probably one of my pet peeves even when I'm just at a group fitness class. I'm like, turn your phone on Do Not Disturb. It's not that hard. Well, I learned it's a lot harder than that, because if somebody calls multiple times, it does break through the Do Not Disturb. So it was just years of stress. And then she had another bad fall after about 3 months in assisted living. She had another bad fall in January of 2023. And that put her into where we had to put her in memory care, because that was maybe her third one in assisted living. Assisted living is bullshit. If anyone's ever considering it, it is bullshit. They should call it non-assisted living. We're just going to charge you a buttload for rent and mediocre food. Yeah. Oh, and maybe we'll help you out with medications. Oh, but that costs extra too. So don't, yeah, it's non-assisted living. It is the biggest scam I have ever come across in my life. Like, seriously, what a government piece of shit. Sorry. Rant over. Anyways, so we had to move her into memory care because in memory care came the promise of there is so many staff to patients. There's really only like I want to say like maybe 20 rooms available on the memory care side. It is a locked door that you have to get in and out with a code. So the patients themselves can't be coming and going. It's supposed to be all the meals provided, daily checks, medicine, everything is supposed to be included with that. So we thought it was a good, it was our only chance. Hiked up the rent quite a bit. Oh my God. Like, seriously, we had to sell my mom's house to help pay for her care. It was a shit show. And while she was in memory care, where this was supposed to be the time where my sister and I were supposed to be able to start relaxing, things just got worse. Memory care started with, they had particularly one really great caregiver who she was amazing. But then when she left, because she left to go take care of her own ailing grandmother, she was so good at her job, but definitely was not paid enough to make a living. So I can't blame her for leaving. But there's some jobs that people are just born to do, and this woman was born to do that. And when she left, shit just hit the fan. Care went down. Yeah, my mom's care was down. I would come visit her and her room would be a disgrace, like literally feces on the floor that had been there for a while because it was like hard to clean. So this came with probably the most extreme amounts of stress that I've ever had in my life. So I got back into my crafting to kind of like get myself out of my head, I guess. It started with finding like cheap crafting that you could DIY, you can make yourself from Dollar Tree, which some I still have around. Like, here, I'll show you this. This was this little planter that I made. There were these little wood crate boxes and I glued them all on top, made the last one black, and then I got this this fake grass from Dollar Tree as well. So this thing probably total cost me under $10 to make, and it's cute. I still have it. It was in our bathroom for a while and then I moved it. So yeah, so it started with little Dollar Tree crafts here and there, and then I started getting back into some of the things I loved. Like for my wedding, I got a Cricut machine, and I made about 90%, maybe 80% of a lot of our wedding stuff. I made the seating chart, our welcome sign, the centerpieces, not just with the Cricut machine, but the Cricut machine was what helped out. The menu, all the bridesmaids gifts, which the bridesmaids gifts were probably the thing that I was the most proud of because I had got these little trinket dishes on Amazon and I had put all of their names on it. Then I had gotten little makeup bags with day of emergency stuff like eye patches, Band-Aids, sewing kits, ibuprofen, liquid IV, stuff like that. A lipstick, everything. So, and I personalized the bag with a gold foil flower and their names on it. And then I had got them all little champagne flutes with their name on it. I had made mala bracelets from a girl that I was supporting her small business at the time, and she did great. She made everybody mala bracelets, mala necklaces. They could be worn as bracelets or necklaces because that was basically my big gift to everyone. You know, those cost me, I think because we put in a bulk order, I want to say those each cost about $60 each or something like that, which was really great. We got the men's mala bracelets as well. For the men's, I made these little mason jars for like day of emergency stuff. And I had a little thing of whiskey in it, some B12 gummies, a liquid IV, the bracelet, and there was one other thing that I can't think of now. But so I had those little mason jars, and then I decorated the mason jars and put all of their names on it, stuff like that. So that was how we did the presentation. So I did a lot of stuff with Cricut. And honestly, I am the most technology challenged doofus out there. So probably could have been doing so much more, but, did that. So, it really came in handy, like the seating charts, everything, doing that stuff with the Cricut. I made a couple of t-shirts. Like I found that when I was like engaged, that getting married shirts were like freaking expensive. So I was finding blank tops at like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, and then basically making my own like bride vibes or working out for the wedding, sweating for the wedding, or I did some that were very Game of Thrones themed, like he bent the knee and the wedding is coming, stuff like that. So made lots of stuff for that kind of stuff. I have made stickers for our business at the office to say like what I specialize in, so that people could be walking by and see that it's not only that they have chiropractic and massage here, but oh, she does cupping, stuff like that. That's kind of important. So really got into the cricketing really well. And so when my mom was ill, I just basically, my mind was so consumed with taking care of her and trying to time management everything. So I got really into making my little office area, my craft room, which you can see that these two large bookshelves right here, all craft stuff. We've got resin, we've got soap making, bath bomb making. I've made shower steamers, bubble bath. During COVID, I was making household cleanser, hand sanitizer, stuff like that, things that I needed, laundry stuff. I made so much laundry stuff. Dishwashing pods, those were pretty great as well. Then I've also gotten into candles and tons of stuff that I've been making with hemp, like taking the hemp cord, and I made this really cute lamp that I have above my tub that has a puck light in it, and then you just turn it on and it gives just enough lighting where I can have the lights off in the bathroom, but it gives it this nice ambiance lighting. So I've made several things, I've gotten into it and everything like that. So fast forward another year, January 24, and my mom had been doing fine, and then all of a sudden we got called that she had a fall. Take her to the hospital, there all night. Take her back. 4 days later, has another fall. Take her to the hospital, everything runs out okay. Take her back. I want to say less than a week later, another fall. Take her to the hospital again. Now the hospital is apologizing because they're realizing she's now been here 3 times for a fall in less than 2 weeks. We shouldn't keep on sending her just home. And I was like, So finally they had an OT person come in and analyze her and saying it just doesn't seem like she's got very good stability and she can't be standing up on her own. And I was like, yes. I was like, they have dropped the ball at her memory care. Her memory care went from having about 5 staff on day to, no joke, Christmas Eve, when I went to go visit her, the woman said, I'm the only one here today. And I almost took my mom out that day. Like, I was like, this isn't what we signed up for. We signed up for the ratio of staff to patients was supposed to be much higher. So, memory care turned into the biggest piece of shit. And memory care is what dropped the ball and why my mom was having so many falls. The one good thing about memory care is, and this was one of the reasons why we moved her over there, was they had special sensors that if anything dropped below 3 feet, they would get an alarm would go off. So that's how they would know that somebody's fallen in their room. But obviously it didn't what needed to happen was there needed to be some more support so that my mom would stop getting her in these situations that was making her get up and fall. She wasn't eating. They were constantly telling me that, oh, she didn't want breakfast today, so, I just left her in a room. And I'm like, she's got Alzheimer's. She said she doesn't want breakfast right now, and in 5 minutes you say, hey, Jackie, here's your pancakes. She'll eat them. Like, it was annoying me because when I was there, she never had any issues with eating and stuff like that. And I was just like, she's a child, basically. When you've got a parent who suddenly comes down with Alzheimer's in their 70s, they've turned into your child. And it's like, are you just going to let your child not eat meals because they say they're not hungry? No, you're going to be like, no, you're going to eat this meal. Have a couple bites and then you can go do what you're going to do. It was mind-blowing, you guys, I tell you. So now you understand why I've gotten into crafting, because it was a mental escape for me. Fast forward a month of her being in the hospital, then a rehab hospital. Rehab hospital basically fired her after about 2.5 weeks because she needed 24/7 watch outside her door. And that was becoming too hard for them, I guess. I don't know. I need to look in how much these hospitals make because, yeah. So basically they gave us the option of we needed to check her into a psychiatric unit to put her on a psych hold because not something I wanted to do, but my sister had actually done it about 8 months prior whenever she wasn't stabilizing very well at memory care. And what they do is they basically go and take them into this hospital. It's exactly like in the movies, you guys. But kind of worse because she couldn't have visitors. So that part really sucked. But, yeah, sorry, I'm like losing my train of thought or something. It's just like, this is still so overwhelming to talk to. But, anyways, psychiatric hospital where they basically go in. I don't know all the details because again, we weren't able to visit and see, but I'm guessing tie them to a bed, pump them full of meds until they find out which ones are working best. My mom was able to get out of the psych hospital in less than a week the first time. We thought it was going to be at least 2 weeks there. So when the rehab at the beginning of 2020, in February of 2024, said she needed to go to a psych hospital because we were like, we can't take her back to the memory care. And none of us were prepared for making a huge change at home. Like I probably maybe in about 3-4 months, I could have downscaled my business, moved my mom into the front of our house, and then planned on being home at least 80% of the time, and then maybe getting a nurse to help out at least 1 day a week, and then my husband helping out other times so that maybe I could go to the gym for a couple hours and stuff like that. But we didn't have time to do it right then and there. So we had to do the psych hospital because basically we needed to figure out what kind of medication was going to pretty much make her immobile, which broke my heart. But the first day she checked into the psych hospital, at some point, I guess she panicked because Alzheimer's patients don't adapt well to change in new environments. And like I said, you can't have family there. So I couldn't go with her to help control the situation. So, because I would have calmed her down and I would have been able to be there for her and hold her hand and stuff like that. So very, very upsetting incident. And then after day 1 of her checking into the hospital, we got a call that she had another very bad fall, and it sent her to the ICU at another hospital. And that's what started the decline. It was day 2 of being at the ICU, and this is 2 months of having to deal with this, basically, that we had to make the call that she was no longer having quality of life, and that we didn't want her to die in pain, which we think she was in pain. She broke her vertebrae on the last fall, broke her nose, cracked her chin. She looked like she'd gone 20 rounds with Mike Tyson with her hands tied behind her back. It was awful. It was probably one of the hardest things to see. She had very, very bad dementia in the hospital, was constantly yelling at everybody, very erratic, trying to get up. She had to be restrained, which broke my heart, seeing the restraints on her. And whew, sometimes it helps talking about this, and sometimes it's really hard. So we're talking late nights, sleepless days. And then my sister and I had to make the call to put her into hospice, which hospice basically 98% of the time means this is the end. There's a 2% of the time where sometimes hospice actually makes someone better and they end up getting sent back to their facility. I guess I was hopeful for the 2%, a little too hard. And we checked her into hospice and it started right away. The first night we checked her in, my sister and I didn't stay. I hadn't slept very much. She hadn't slept very much. It'd been a long couple days. So we checked her in hoping that she'd just go to sleep that night. And I guess she didn't handle things very well the first night. So I decided after that I was going to stay. So I stayed the next 2 nights. And then on night 3, the hospice actually told me that I needed to go home because I needed to take care of myself and I needed to get some sleep and some proper food. They could tell I hadn't been eating. I hadn't been sleeping because I would just lay awake listening to her, and like I could tell when the morphine was wearing off and she'd be in pain, and I'd have to go out at 4 a.m. into the hallway and be like, why has nobody checked on her in a while? And she needs more medicine. They finally put a catheter in her at one point, which helped a lot because we didn't have to constantly be changing her bed. It just became so hard. And then day 4, my sister decided that she would stay the night. And then day 5, we had family that came into town from out of town. My brother and my sister-in-law had gotten there, and my niece and my nephew too. That's right. All of them got there at the same time. So it was a very rough day, and day 8, she passed away. And it was just one of the toughest days of my life because I wasn't physically there when she took her last breath, which my family is still saying was probably the best thing for me. I still believe that my sister and brother knew it was going to happen that day because hospice can tell. When it's up to about, it's going to be in a few hours, they can tell. And I think they kept me away because my sister put me on this bullshit errand with her where we went to my mom's memory care to start packing up her stuff. And my sister was I just remember that my sister was dawdling. She was taking so much time and she was talking to everybody. And I was like, Kelly, I want to get back. And now looking back at it, I'm like, they didn't want me there because they knew that it was going to destroy me to see it happen. And I don't know how I feel still. I don't know if I would have handled it or if I would have felt worse, or I don't know if I wanted to hear that last noise that she made. I don't know if I wanted to not arrive 5 minutes after it had happened, I don't know. So thus started my psycho crafting. Because the week that she was in hospice, even when on the nights when I was home, I wasn't sleeping. So I would stay up all night making massive candles. I started making these huge candles that had like the candle pieces all around them and like 6 wicks. And then I started making air dry stuff out of clay, like just filling my head, filling my space with like crafting and everything. And then that went into started making soaps and everything like that, and tried selling them at the office this year. Sold a few at Christmas time, sold a few at Valentine's Day. Hiccup, sorry. So a long time ago, one of the things I definitely picked up with all of my crafting was I got into making mala necklaces for myself because I love them. I buy them at yoga events and these cost so much money. So I started collecting gemstones long time ago. There was this one mala brand that the celebrities were known for wearing. It was called Energy Muse Jewelry. I actually bought their book because they go into huge insight on like little rituals you can do, what the crystals mean, what the shape of the crystal means, everything like that. So it's one of my favorite crystal books. But I would, I would replicate, I would copy the design. I would look at the website, take photos, take them to Michael's, find the exact pieces, like the Chinese coins, try to find the same clasp, do the Chinese knot, the same onyx beads, malachite beads, tiger's eye, whatever was on the necklace that day. I would go and I would find and I would replicate them. Never sold them. They were for myself, so I felt okay with replicating them. This was in a very expensive Mala brand, and literally celebrities galore wore them, like David Beckham, Mel Gibson, The Rock. I can't think of any girls off the top of my head, but like so many celebrities was wearing this. What's his name? Andrew Keegan, my childhood sweetheart. Yeah, so celebrities were being seen wearing these all the time. So I started making them for myself. And then that expanded into making them as gifts for people. So I would make them as gifts for people and felt pretty confident in my tactics. I've been big into jewelry making most of my life. So I feel pretty good with knowing how to use the crimp beads, some pliers, the stretch cords, stuff like that. So, you know, I just kind of like started going with it. And then I would create my own patterns, and I would look up things like crystals that are good for anxiety. And I would make a necklace with lots of tiger's eye and onyx in it, knowing I would look up necklaces for love, and I was making myself a lot of rose quartz and amethyst jewelry at the time. So yeah, so I've come to the conclusion now, with as many as I've been making, like I gravitate towards this one. I'm having a hard time thinking about selling because this one turned out so gorgeous. But the thing is that I know I can make this again for myself, so I should try to sell it. But I'm ready to take the leap, and I'm ready to start selling. I've already listed them at our office. I have a cute little display set up, and I put like individual little price tags on everything. And I've put a sign out saying what is the significance of the 108 crystals. Like, why does it have to be 108 beads for a mala necklace? And there's a lot of symbolism behind it. And then I've made anklets, I've made a few bracelets. And then also in, my crafting, I started doing a lot of stuff with polymer clay. I found this one artist that I loved, and I will not sell these because this is replicating her design, but she made these really cute desk mates that are like these little, it's like a goldfish. And I loved, she called this one her Coquette Maxine, and I loved it. Her name is Uncomfy. Her videos are truly inspiring and relaxing. I also made this one. This is Tangerine Maxine. So I loved her design. Obviously, I'm not the best because I gotta still like shave that off or something, but this one turned out really good. I'm actually really happy about this one, but I'm not gonna make this to sell because that would be copying her design. I made it for myself. It was therapy. So this has truly been the greatest therapy for me because it helps me come in, it helps me release. Yes, my bank account is struggling because of this. Which is why I've decided it's time to start selling. Time to start making a little bit back. I love the fact that now I always have a gift on hand. So if my daughters say they have a birthday this weekend, I'm like, all right, she's gonna get this rose quartz necklace and this Coquette keychain, and then I'll make a candle. Boom. Cute. What teenager wouldn't want this? So, so I made a few polymer clay charms. Like I had this idea in my head one time of making like little pieces of sushi to put on a keychain. And then I made one that were like little cactuses. I saw these ones that were like how to make little donuts, and I loved that idea. So I've listed these in my office. I'm selling them all very reasonable. And then this last weekend, I started making keychains like this. Got like these little keychain hooks, such a great deal on Amazon. I got the beads on Amazon. The wire itself is from Michael's. I've gotten ones that I can put little charms on. Oh, and this one lost its thing. So that's the thing too, is that I fear that I'm not quite ready to sell because, here it is. Because I worry that, you know, I'm not a master yet, but it's like I've bought things from people that have broke. So I have to remember that everything in life is a learning process. Plus, you don't know how people are going to treat their crap. And it's like, if you take this mala necklace and you're stretching it to the max, you know it doesn't fit, and you're leaving it in your car in 100-degree temperature, then it's like, I did my part. I made you a good quality. You just didn't take good care of it. I have a girlfriend who melted her Louis Vuitton once because she had it too close to a campfire. That's not Louis Vuitton's fault. That's your fault for being a jackass. So yeah. So basically what I'm going to start doing in this process is I've started the foundation. I've made tons of product that I could legit start a store. So I am going to start looking into making an Etsy page, which I'm completely lost on. I am watching so many Etsy videos on YouTube on how to start an Etsy shop. There's still a lot that I'm confused about. Like I found one on TikTok today that said I need a TIN, which I'm guessing is a tax ID number. I technically have one for my small business, my massage business. So I don't know if that would be adequate or if I need to get one specifically for this. So I need to find that out. I'll just research, or I'll message our accountant and ask him. I've only sold one bracelet so far. It's $25. But one of the things that I'm worried about is my pricing, because a piece like this, if I were to find this at a store, it would be listed for at least $100. I know it would be. I have paid it. These are good crystals. I'm not getting shit. I'm not getting crap beads and stuff like that. So I've had a couple people have seen it in the store on display or in my office on display, and they're like, ooh, $100, that's a little much. And I'm like, it's really not. So I heard of this website called Everbee, and I'm giving it a try right now to look up to see, you know, what are other people selling things for? And I mean, you guys, it's like, I look at this one right here. This one is Powerful Change Buddhist Malachite Mala Beads, ethically sourced malachite necklace, knotted mala beads, natural gemstones. This, I'm gonna take a look at this on the Etsy website. So I'm trying to research keywords, stuff like that. Like, what do I want to list this stuff as? This is taking way too long to load. Let's try again. Maybe because yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's got a charm at the end. It's not even stretch. This one's sold out, so I can't even see more pictures of this one. So let's try another one that this brand sells. And it's the knots. It's not stretch, which I actually like the knots better because I feel more confident that the knot is going to withhold time, you know? So, okay, I like how this one, she puts her dimensions. 108 beads is approximately 40 inches. 81 beads is 30. Model is 5'7". So it shows, I'm learning, this website is awesome. This Everbee website is awesome. And this one, she is selling this for, this one is a green jade, ebony wood, brown agate, and a prayer box, which I'm going to guess is the charm at the end, a green heart chakra. Okay, so yeah, okay, so that's what she's, oh yeah, I see the little prayer box. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I love that idea. She was originally selling this for $124.99, and she's got it on sale right now for $99, and the sale ends in 7 hours. So, I think that my prices are pretty good. You know, I think that in comparison, like this malachite one, this sold for $898, I guess. I don't know who paid for that. Malachite is a very expensive gemstone, I'll say that. So, you know, I get it. But this shop has had over 9,000 sales. It's got, looks like it's got 5 stars. It's 111 months, so it's not that old. They've only been doing this for a couple years. So this is pretty amazing. Like, I'm gonna definitely spend the day on this. The main thing I'm trying to find is keywords, what kind of photos they're doing so I can get ideas for photos. Whenever we were up in Sedona a couple weeks ago, I did take some beautiful photos of a lot of the necklaces I have recently made. That's got Sedona in the background, but I want to get some close-up ones. I want to get some of me wearing. I also want to put my stepdaughter on, get her all glammed up and have her be like my model that's wearing them every now and then. So the research process is starting. I'm not quite ready to start the Etsy page, I think, because I know that when you go in to start it, that they're going to say you need to make your first listing like right now. And I don't know if I'm there yet. I'm in the research mode. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to focus on looking up keywords, how people are describing these, the prices that other competitors are selling them for. I want to look at to see, I guess, who's got the most views and stuff like that. So just to make sure that, you know, yeah, let's see if I can find something. This one's only 2 months old. Oh, okay, they're selling something for $800. No. Let's see. Oh, this is a knife. So, yeah. Okay, that's why. But it must be a knife that has like crystals on it or something like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna do some research today and stuff like that. And then my next step is going to be to start an Instagram page, because last Friday I made about 30 of these little keychains. I don't know if these are gonna sell, to be honest, you guys. I'm gonna try, I'm gonna put them in the store. I'm listing these for $3 each. You know, maybe someone will see one and think it's cute. This one is going to be like a cell phone loop charm. So I might want to make these stretch. I don't know. The cell phone loop that I have on mine isn't stretch, so I don't know if I will. But I can tell this one too that it had this, and this is coming down. So I need to figure out why where these are coming off. Coming off right there. So I got to fix that, obviously. So definitely in the what is it called, the R&D process and stuff like that. But I made like 20 of these like keychains. Some of these I think turned out really cute. Like the vision just came to me. I did not copy designs from any other person. I am going to be one of those people that I'm not going to care. This one's got actual pearls too. I liked this one, how it turned out. I don't think I'll care if somebody were to ever steal my designs, because it's like, you know, I would look at it as, wow, I'm glad I inspired you. Here's another one where the keychain fell off. So I'm glad that I'm doing this. Oh, I can see there that I did not close that loop well at all. So, so yeah. Next step is going to be to start the Instagram page so that I can start at least telling people that it's available for pickup in my office. I'm thinking of having a special like 20% off if you pay for cash. I'm thinking of 50% off if you buy it when you've booked a massage. So if they come in and they get a massage, you can get 50% off of any of the stuff in the store. Another thing that I have made that I'm really proud of these is I made these trinket dishes out of clay. So this one's probably my pride and joy right now. Like I'm having a hard time parting with this. I got this tissue paper from Love Shack Fancy. It was so pretty. But and then I made this one as well. We've seen these everywhere. I mean, hello, I think I bought one on Amazon for $10. So, but then another thing that inspired me, we go to Mexico, I'd say at least once or twice a year. I love collecting seashells. I have too many of them. What am I going to do with all these seashells? So I know I want to make wind chimes eventually with a lot of my seashells, but this idea came to me. A trinket dish made out of a seashell. I covered it with the tissue paper and then put the gold flakes around it, and then I sealed it with resin. I think this turned out fabulous. And this is such a cute, this could be a trinket dish, a soap dish. Because of the resin, it's waterproof. So loved that. And then I made these 2 small ones too that are perfect for like, put it by the sink, put your rings in it. So I want to take some stock photos of like, you know, rings in the dishes so that people could see, you know, the inspiration behind it. So I think that's going to be my little project today, is I'm going to start on the Instagram page, get this going. Basically, I made this video to invoke any help that I can get from people. Like if anyone's got any advice on starting an Etsy shop, where to go, I would love to eventually have this be what I do full time. No joke, no lie. Like if I thought that every day what my job is to come into the office, maybe do a little content creation, maybe do a little YouTube editing, but then on top of that, I get to spend the rest of the afternoon making cute little designs. I'd love to eventually do custom made. Like I'm thinking of putting that up at the office, that you don't see a crystal that you like, tell me what your needs are and I can make you a bracelet based on those needs. Do you have anxiety? Do you have heartbreak? Do you have depression? Are you not sleeping? Are you chronic pain? Stuff like that. Like I'll make you one that fits all those needs. Sorry, this video is turning out to be really long, but I just got very excited. So, and I hope someone's watching it. If you're still watching it to this point, you know, I don't know, give me the thumbs up emoji because I need help. This is a very exciting adventure that I'm going on, but it's a little overwhelming as well. So I did purchase on Amazon. These actually turned out being really cheap. These are little bead boards, but I love this because it has the measurements. Because some of the bracelets that I've been making, it's hard to know if I'm making them big enough, small enough, but also because it comes with the measurements, I'll be able to list it knowing. And then I also found this one for necklaces. So perfect, because I'll be able to say this is a 28-inch necklace. I don't think I'm gonna make all the necklaces always be the 108 malas, because I think I'm gonna start adding charms and accents and stuff like that, and maybe different beads. So it's like, it's got some crystals, but some not. So, yeah. And then I'd like to start making some earrings potentially too. And then I also want to make, cute cups and stuff like that, based around what inspires me. So like maybe some cups with some crystals on it and some cute sayings like matcha talking about. I don't know. That actually just came to me. I'm gonna use that. That's really cute. Matcha talking about. Anyways, all right. So that's basically it for this video. The next video is going to be getting into starting the Etsy page, starting my Instagram page, and just to see where this journey has taken me so far. Have I had any success? Have I made any sales? Did I stop? Did I full stop? Did I just stop doing this completely? I don't know. We'll see. But I just know that what this adventure has been doing for my mental health in the last year is been huge. I am sleeping better at night. I am crying a lot less. I'm having less dark days where I just don't want to get out of bed. So, you know, my inspiration behind selling these is that obviously this is bringing me a lot of therapeutic help. Let's figure out a way to replenish my bank account. Luckily, when I started this little adventure, I had a lot of gift cards from Hobby Lobby and whatnot. And then I made a pact that I would use my cash tips for supplies. I've gone a little off track for that. My bad. And then I did have a lot of Amazon returns too that has bought me quite a few bits and pieces here and there. So, all right, that's it for this video today, if I can speak. I guess the main reason I made this video is that I'm hoping that somebody else can help me out on this journey, or maybe somebody else is going through this journey too, and I might have said something that they didn't think of. So if anyone's got tips and advice for starting your own business and how to do this ethically, morally, legally, everything, just I'd love to hear some comments and feedbacks, because my goal, my dream would be to, in the next 5 years, maybe not be doing massage anymore, which kind of breaks my heart because I've been doing it for 17 years. I've got clients that have been with me for 17 years. I love doing it, but my body, it's starting to take its toll. So I feel like I need to start taking care of myself, you know? So this starts another adventure for Casey. I hope this video, oh my God, I can't even speak anymore. I hope this video brought you guys some joy as well, because it definitely brought me joy to make it. I love you all. Bye.